What's happening, baby? Prophet, back with another video. The day after Christmas, man. Everybody should be still happy, huh? Everybody got their gifts and gave their gifts and all the enjoyment and everything that come with the holidays and something to look forward to because we got a new year coming up. A new year, not the same year. We got to understand that. We got to take them terms the right way, whenever we understand that, They say Merry Christmas. Did everybody have a Merry Christmas? I'm pretty sure some people did. Some people didn't. That's why it's always good, man, for us to always acknowledge where the places. Hold on for a second. Come on. Let's go. Right, sorry about that. Acknowledge the places that we've all been to and the things we've been through, that's been challenging because some people haven't experienced certain things, and that's why it's always good to get these perceptions and these understandings about life in general, because we learn how to bring our heart forward in the ways that it needs to be brought forward, And I'm not saying bring it forward, even though somebody being hateful and you don't have to do those things. We are meant to do those things. You just simply don't just hold your love, But as far as turning your love into another one of these emotions and feelings called hate or any other thing, don't do that, We all meant to help people. Some people want to be helped and some people don't, Prophet the type of person to where I'd rather try to give a person the right advice just as well as we have people out here that are try to get the wrong advice, for the wrong reasons. And that's why I know it's so important for Prophet to keep making these videos, because a lot of people go through things and they don't understand that it be the spirit that's working in people. It be their frames of mind. It be the reality that they've created. All snakes. And when I say snakes, I'm talking to everybody, including Prophet. Like, when I say snakes, a lot of us move out here, made that little hissing noise, but we ain't really doing too much. We slithering, we low vibing. A lot of us don't never stand up like a cobra stand up. Stay all curled up, But steady looking for that sun, though. Steady looking for that sun so we can sunbathe. But every snake sheds its skin. How they do that? They got to rub against something. It ain't just gonna peel it off because they ain't got no arms for that. So whenever you shedding, you gotta rub off on something. You have to rub off on something. The snake ain't never said if it's painful or what. But the snake understands that's part of his process. It's part of his process to shed. And we as humans should understand that's part of our process to shed. Prophet want to let everybody know right now, man, the deal with people is this. We want to do right and we want to be right and, help much as we can, make people happy. Like, we all have that. We won't, but it's deep down for a lot of us, and A lot of us will say, prophet will say this, like, okay, so if I help somebody, it doesn't matter if they help me back. Long as I help them, I know that's the right thing to do. And a lot of people say that in conversation. A lot of people say that. A lot of people even mean it. What about if prophet do and do and do, and then, wow, man, no nothing back? Is it the same thoughts, or do we understand that we have these evil spirits that's trying to corrupt our good patterns of thought? You know, like, just what prophet said is what it is. You know, like, I shouldn't worry about nothing else. I shouldn't let nothing seep in. You know, we should be sure of ourselves. And when we rid ourselves of things, we become sure, because a lot of things that we have, a lot of things that we don't have, they not meant for us, and some of them meant for us. It's not to say that everything bad you're not supposed to be a part of, you're not supposed to affiliate, you're not supposed to have no attachment to, because the simple concept is this: you have good and you have bad, but how does the bad change? You know, how does the ones that go for the wrong, has the wrong thought pattern, or however it goes, how do they ever get to the flip side, you know, to becoming a good person, to becoming, having good ways and good intentions? It has to come from that good person, that person with the good intentions. Because if all I have is bad intentions, how can I have a good intention if every intention I have is bad? How could I even know of a good intention? I have to know it from somewhere, you know? And a lot of us, people help us all the time, you know? You might ask somebody, you know, where this at, or how can I get this? And they might let you know. Just simple information, you know, which way I got to go, left or right. Like, people give us things so much, and we don't even understand that it's things being given to us. We understand that we asking. Like, we logic enough to understand that. But as far as registering that somebody doing something for us, it's like, I ask, so that count for everything. And that's silly. That's silly, you know? What if you say left or right? What if they don't answer you? Then it's just merely your choice, right? Left or right. And then if it's a wrong choice, who left with that? You know, and we supposed to understand all of these things, man. You know, like, people don't have to say they sorry. Prophet personally, I don't need to hear sorry. It's been phases in my life where I thought I needed to hear it because I was of the world, you know, I was egotistic and prideful. I was thinking that if I show you the heads on the coin, you should be nice enough to at least show me the tails. You know, not having the common sense to say, like, and where does that get you? You can't never do nothing with that. That's the same thing. That's the same thing, you know, like you trying to put separation, you know. We are multi-dimensional beings. A dimension, like right now we in this 3D. So this dimension is 3D. So we are, everything in this dimension is all of this energy, a place where energy is, you know, like everything is in this 3D. But they have other energies that's in the 4D, 5D, 6D. You know, some of us still walking off, you know, we didn't surpass the 3D, you know, but it's dimensions. And the most important thing, one of them that we supposed to always understand, is it's an unseen world that's helping us. It's an unseen world that's trying to make this thing better, you know, like this earth has veins just like you do. Just like you do. They call them ley lines. Look them up though. You know, like it's a reason all these wires, you know, like cross at these intersections and at certain places. Like all of these things are for reasons, you know, like if we trying to put this puzzle together and we got to grab all the pieces, like we not grabbing the pieces that we know is to another puzzle because we don't need it, you know. And we have to have that same concept when it comes to us, you know, being out here. You know we don't need it. We know it's something that makes our thought go bad. Then what's the purpose of wanting it? You know, like, what's the purpose of even having to explain that over and over to ourselves? You know, because we none owe, you don't owe the next person an explanation or a blueprint of why, you know, you make a move the way you do or why you say what you say, because we all supposed to understand this world is mental. It's a spiritual war, but it's a mental. This earth is mental. Everything starts with a thought. It has to, you know, like all day long. That's before you think, you gotta talk. I mean, before you talk, you gotta think. Before you walk, you gotta think. Before you get up, like all of these, everything. Before you eat, like all of it, we have to think, you know. But for some reason, Prophet never knocked on wood and say, "Wow, like I really understand that thought is key." You know, I understood that, yeah, you should have preparations, all kind of other things, but as far as thought being key, it never sunk in that much. As much as I was thinking about the wrong things and sometimes the right, that's irrelevant at this point in time in your life. I guarantee you this, Prophet wasn't the only one. Everybody can attest to this Christmas, it felt different. It might have not been different. Everything might have still been in place as far as gift wise, as far as, you know, like everything coming together. But it was a different Christmas. And it was one of many. They gonna get better because we getting better. We got these little thoughts popping in our head. We don't know where they coming from. You know, we got these little situations that's being put in our path just to see if what Prophet said last week, you know, what I was talking about and what I prayed about, if I'm serious about that. So I'm going to be challenged with a situation maybe this week about it. And do I remember, you know, or do I just let these feelings just go off, you know, like just act silly, man? You know, a pilot, they in the air. You know, when they come to a big city or another plane or a mountain, you know, these lines or whatever, they flying low. But other than that, if none of that's up there, even they can eat birds, all of these things. If none of that's there, that pilot can simply just fly. You know, you're gonna fly till he run out of fuel. But it's nothing that's gonna stop him. Like it's nowhere. He not gonna come into no kind of dead end or nothing. He just gonna simply just fly. And why is that? But if anything is up there, he know you're supposed to watch for it. He know you're supposed to watch for it even if it ain't there, because that's the only way you see it, if you're looking for it. Y'all heard what Prophet said? Even if it's not there, the only way that you get to see it is if you're looking for it. Meaning, if you want better times, think about them. Set your intentions to make that happen. If you want things to change, then set your intentions as far as things changing. We got to understand this. We have thought, and then we have to activate that. We got to activate these thoughts to put them in this 3D reality, this dimension. So you taking the effort, making the intentions as far as I want to be better, working on these things. Prophet wants you to know this. If you trying to be better, the first thing you have to understand, the very first thing you have to understand is this. If you trying to get better, whatever challenges, what you know, or what you perceive to be your reality, whatever crosses paths with that and disturbs you, you have to face them to change. Like you have to sit to the table with it to change. You know? Okay. I want to get mad because everybody want to say all prophet do is steal. All he do is steal. Everywhere he go, he steal stuff. He just want to steal. He picking up your light. It don't even matter. He just steal stuff. Anyway, you know? Okay. Prophet can challenge that because we all can challenge that. But what you're challenging, prophet? You still stealing everywhere you go? If you are, what is you challenging? Then you're working out of ego, prophet. If you know after you have this conversation with this people with this challenge thing, you going right back and steal as soon as you leave here, then you're operating out of ego, prophet. You're not operating out of your higher self because your higher self want to rid the situation away from you. You know, your higher self wants you to understand that you need to displace yourself from these feelings and these emotions. We got to understand what we supposed to feel and what we not. What if they never told you that whenever you crying, you feel a certain way, you feel sad about something, so that's what you're supposed to be. Whenever you see somebody crying and you care about them, you're supposed to cry too if you have compassion for them. Like, what if these things was taught to us in a different way? Like, you know, it's all right, they crying, it's all right, let them vent. Let them vent. Yeah, you love them, stay in there. Just stay in there, you got their back. What about just us perceiving things different? And prophet not saying that that's right because prophet's smart enough to understand that that's not right. Prophet smart enough to understand that it's far and few that can actually say they mastered their energy, they mastered their emotions, they mastered their moods, you know, because the world this earth throws things at us. These evil spirits throws things at us. And whenever you got people that's around you that you know you care about, you have to always understand that as much as that person would think that they know what they're doing, like we all do, that's just not so. If we know what we're doing, we operate out of our higher self. Whenever we operate out of our lower self, we don't know what we're doing. And if we do know what we're doing, then that's another topic. That's another topic. You know, that's bigger than a thought. You know, that's when we making preparations and being premeditated as far as intention goes, you know. Premeditated, we all supposed to have that charge. You know, we all supposed to have that charge. But as far as for the betterment, you know, yeah, what I'm going to do after you finish with this video, Prof, what you going to do, man? You just going to chill? What you just, what? Are you going to meditate? You going to, you know, you see if you need ground, then what you going to do? Like, you know, you going to try to tap back in, or you think you just made a video, you good, what? You had time to make one, so you made it, you all right? You know, like how I'm processing things, you know? We know this. Just like that plane, I can start moving my feet. I can say I'm not thinking, but something got to say get up and something got to say move. So I might not say step, 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 but it's acknowledgement. Or if it wasn't, I can't move. I'm not moving if it's not acknowledgement. And we got to know these things, man. When we do things, we did them. We did them, but whether the intention was there or not, as far as the good or the bad goes, that should be irrelevant. That's what we should rid ourselves of, that being irrelevant. Because we should understand when we coming at people the wrong way and when we coming at them the right way. We should understand that. Prophet should understand this. What I believe in now is not the same thing I used to believe in. I was raised to believe in. A lot of views that I have is not views that I was raised to have. And when I say raised to have, I was raised to have my own free will. Nobody placed nothing on me that I didn't adapt to or adjust to. We have to understand that it's just a lot of these things we was given, we wasn't conscious. But let's do it like that. We semi-conscious at that time, because we all think we smart. Just like now, some people are not awakening, they're not becoming conscious, but they still think they smart, And if you was to show them a playback or a word for word like playback, it would make them mad, because that's what we're supposed to do, face ourselves. If I wouldn't have never said, hey, it don't leave everybody out of it, Prophet. It's all about you. Okay, they do this. Okay, so that justifies how you be, Prophet. What if they did that and you didn't react this way? What if you still set within your good vibe? What about that? And I wrestled back and forth, and this is what I always wrestled with. It's always going to be a wrestle with your ego and your pride. Because for some reason, this human nature, it wants to be known. It wants to be known. Some of us just give up on life, so we just want to be known. It doesn't even matter what it is. Like I could just be known for just stealing, just whatever, but it's, we don't understand that we are so special to our almighty creator. We look for other people to validate us, Prophet can give guidelines, prophet can give information, prophet can give even semi-scenarios, sometimes based on my experiences, sometimes based on the knowledge and wisdom that I have. But none of it is for anybody to take it and put on prophet's shoes and say step, 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 and not thinking that you're supposed to be thinking, like that you are thinking. Like nobody's supposed to do that. You're supposed to simply listen to what prophet's saying. If it makes sense to you, then okay. Then when you meditating, then you tap in, and then you can get a confirmation on that. Anything that you need confirmation with, spirit will give you a confirmation on it. We got to understand when we get these confirmations, it sometimes is not used to what we used. It's not the same what we used to, and I say this, prophet just encountered a situation. I'm not going to say the situation, but like I encountered a situation, and the old me, the bad me, the part of me that didn't understand when I was being pulled into acting stupid, the part of me that didn't understand when a person is intentionally making it obvious that it's a point to be proven. I would do things that I thought afterwards meant something, but you really be embarrassed. After you do things, you be embarrassed. We just don't tell it to people. That's why a lot of people put themselves in these positions and they be embarrassed, and then they don't change it. Embarrassed, don't change it. Embarrassed, don't change it. Embarrassed, don't change it. So when it's time for you to stand up and hold your head tall for what you believe in and what you stand for, we can't do that. So we hide. You know, like we just want to, Prophet just want to be known for saying a couple of good things, but Prophet don't want to be known for giving people the real right advice every time I talk to him. That don't even make sense. That doesn't make sense. Prophet. Whoever think Prophet don't encounter problems still, whoever think Prophet don't still have to go through the throwing thoughts away and even grabbing some, even making myself change even taking myself out my box and going in a whole nother box because I need to be alone. I need to think right. All of these things, we all meant to do that. Prophet do just like everybody else, you know. The same thoughts some people had about this Christmas seemed funny. Nothing wrong, but it seemed funny. Prophet felt that same thing. It's just Prophet understand the energy. I know the energy. It's a lot of things it's going to be our birthdays sometime. It's going to be a day that one of these holidays that you really cherish within yourself, you know, whatever day it'll be, you know, and you thinking that it'll be jolly within your frame like you always did. And the reason that it doesn't seem like that is because Spirit is working with everybody, whether you realize it or not. Our ancestors, man, Spirit is trying to help us change the way we think, get these negatives out of our minds and put these positives in there to train ourselves so we can elevate and raise our frequency, raise our vibration to out of this 3D, you know, long as we still operating on, well, I never heard this before, so it can't be true. Like, it don't say that in the book, and assuming that a person still feels or still is the same way as you always portrayed him to be. Like, all of these things are things to keep you in the 3D. Like, Prophet not supposed to want us, these old evils, these old bad spirits don't want me to see the good in nobody. It just want me to hurry up and see a fault and hurry up and see a window of opportunity that I can jump in and start something with a person where it just ends up in me hurting them and they hurting me, but at the same time, both of us thinking that we did something. You know, that's how your ego and your pride, that's how it gets strong, man. That's how it gets strong. When we did something and we know it's not right, but we try to convince ourselves. You know, we have the bad thought that we know it's not right, but we don't pull that back. Like, we just let it go out and try to catch a good thought to fit with that, you know, so we could. Yeah, what I'm saying. Shit, I ain't never folding. Fold for what? I ain't gotta, like, that's silly things. That's silly things. Like, it's silly things because Spirit has made us all curl up because we didn't understand the test that was given to us. You know, we thinking we in a bad place and we really in a good place. You know, we thinking that when people are not in our lives, they left us. You know, like, we not thinking that, man, the protection Spirit have, man, when Spirit ain't letting nobody, like, when Spirit say nobody is nobody. And the people that do happen to come within that understand exactly whether you say it or not. Once you tune in and tap into Spirit, man, you gonna have a whole nother outlook. Prophet, my next video is this right here, man. I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna explain how Prophet tap in. Simple as that. I'm gonna just explain how I tap in. The biggest thing is setting your intentions. Whatever you say out of your mouth, you can speak it into existence. You know, like a lot of us, this is what we say. I want to be successful, man. I want to have things. I want to, like, we saying it loud. And a part of us do want it, but it's this part. It doesn't be this part. We don't feel it in our heart when we saying it, you know, and that's how you speak it into existence, man. I don't know what an evil spirit, how they do theirs, but I know in order to manifest anything, man, off your intentions, man, in prophet world, man, you got to have your intentions from right here. When they from right here, they of the world, you know, they of ego and pride, whether we want to realize it or not, you know. Like I can have a car and nothing wrong with it, and just because I have the money, convince myself to buy another car for whatever reason. Man, you supposed to ride newer. Like it don't matter. Upgrade. Don't let them pass by you like that. Look how you looking at the red light. And it doesn't matter. Just convince myself to get that. And we know we gotta. And I'm just saying car, but like it be other things we could do. It be great things we could do other than doing that, you know. But we don't want to. Like I don't want to go do this because that's not gonna make me feel good. Prophet, it's gonna make your soul feel good all day because your soul knows sharing and caring and love. But the you of the world ain't feeling that. So the you of the world like know about how to grab them thoughts. Like, man, you think to tell me I went to do all this and I'm gonna just do, man? No way. That's selfishness, you know that. And we always convince ourselves that it's something else. We'll find a fault in the other person, even if they don't have none. You know, like, yeah, you had said that. No, I didn't. Oh, well, take your shoe off. Let me see if you cut your nail. Like, we just want to find something. It make me feel good to know that they got something wrong with them. Like, something wrong with us humans if we think like that. Because look, Prophet knocking right now. Hey, news alert. News alert from God Prophet, baby. We all have something wrong with us. We all working on ourselves. Some of us working on ourselves. We don't even know we're working on ourselves. Because we got that egotist, that prideful, that big shield, man. Big old shield in the front. You know, like, who made us remember how to walk? Somebody had to remind you of how to walk. Somebody had to stand you up and whatever they had to do till you understood this. Somebody had to put you on that table. Well, you can grab yourself on that table, but like your equilibrium kicked in. Same as when they let you go on that bike after you woke up that morning, I got this. And you just took off. You might fall here and there along the way. But like you ain't never got to remind me to do this again. Unless I have a tragic accident, you know, that would make that, you know, bring that back to life. But other than that, you ain't never got to show. Nobody got to never teach Prophet how to walk again or ride a bike again or nothing like that. But we all have to remember how to love again, man. That's silly. That's silly, you know. Even us as moms, us as moms, like within, I'll say society now, but I know it's always been like that. When a mom has a kid, like I'm that feeling is not supposed to ever be able to be replaced. That feeling in that at that time. Even us that we don't even know of spirit like that, you know, but we on that shoe like I had it. We not really realizing that, hey man, look, I just had this avatar, man, but before this avatar came out of me, man, God put a super trooper in there for me, man. God put a bright, brilliant spirit in there for me, you know. So when they come out, we understand exactly what we seeing. Like we just not see, oh, it look just like, who it look like? Who it look like? Before we even see if they got a booger in there, who it look like? You know. And a lot of people, I still hear people say, that baby ugly, you know. And somebody kind of having a talk the other day, and that's just us human beings, you know. Like I don't think this one is as pretty as this one, you know. It's they siblings though, you know, and somebody's saying that, you know, but who's supposed to feel like that? Like how that goes with the siblings. Every time they hear, it don't matter who you prettier than her. she feel played. You pretty enough, she feel played. It's just like it is. Just we do that. We feel played. We hear somebody talking in the store. They ain't even talking to us. But we'll just hear something that'll register with our reality. And it'll upset, it'll disturb our them old wrongful spirits that we be holding within us, man. And here we go. Now I'm going to talk to the man because he didn't disturb my. Who you talking to me? Because I feel played because I don't be working on myself. I just understand that feeling is I'm mad and I know I'm right. You are right, prophet. Something did register. But that don't mean he was talking to you, because when somebody say, I'm hungry, it might not register with you, but you will be. Like we got to understand this because